time, the following the pattern of Jesus is revealed in the Bible.
Yes.
We choose to do 5 specific things we call actions of discipleship.
Okay, all right.
The rim of the wheel.
Yes.
Connect.
We got to connect.
Go.
We got to connect with God. In between, got to connect. There's a connection. Just like we as men got to connect with one another, we have to connect with God. What's the next one, brother?
Grow.
Yes.
Grow in spirit.
We gotta grow. We gotta grow spiritually so we can grow in each other. Now, these are the principles we're telling you that you got to teach your young child at a young age. These are the journey to manhood. Teach him these things and instill him in these things.
Grow.
You just said grow.
Serve.
Learn how to serve, brother.
Pray.
Pray. Learn how to pray.
And give.
And give. Now, I want you to read this. I'm gonna tell you what Kate. I'm gonna tell you. I had a conversation with Katie the other day. We were at oh, I knew we were at. We was at the Taco Bell the other day, Tuesday night before we went to get the bread, and he want me to buy him some cinnamon rounds or whatever it is. And I said, KD, Popeye don't have enough money to buy no cinnamon roll, and I'm not gonna buy that because we get ready to go to Panera Bread. You can get some sweets there. He said, why can't I have that? I said, for one thing, brother. I said, KD. I said, we get in the store and I explained to you. He said, okay. And then we sat down. He said, why can't I have it? I said, for one thing, you don't spend everything you have. I said, first you learn, you earn, and it comes back to this. When you save money, you spend a little bit, and then you give some to others to help other people. That's how you become financially successful. And he didn't. He said, "Oh, okay, Papa." And what does it say right there?
Give. God provides for us.
And go ahead.
We grow to trust Him more and learn to live generously as we seek to live on 80%, save 10%, and give 10% tithing.
There it is. That's a principle I was teaching them.
Don't view marriage as purgatory.
Okay, we talk about relationships because once you can have a relationship with God, you'll learn how to have a relationship with the family. We talk about this in the car today.
Yep.
Talk about this in the car.
Yep.
Now there are some marriages out there that's going through it. I'll be the first one to raise my hand. Now, I'm not saying all is perfect. It's not. But we got to learn how we have to trust in God first. Now, we just got to pray for you, brother. I'll pray for myself as well. All right? But don't view all marriages as purgatory. It's not, everybody's not living in hell when it comes to relationship, but some are. Because we have not learned the principles of a relationship. We are taught everything in life. We are taught, we are trained how to drive a car. We are trained, we were talking about you, Brother Josh, about fixing cars. You're trained that. But when it comes to relationship, who trains us to be in a relationship?
God.
That's the only person. Now nobody else can teach us. See? But we wonder why our relationships don't work out.
Marriage can produce a paradise.
Yes.
Or can reduce a paradise to ashes by means of violence and conflict.
That's right. We talked about that, didn't we?
Number 3, avoid arguing.
Yes. It's hard to do sometimes because you got to remember, men and women are different.
Respect the wife as a person.
Respect as a person. Sometimes we as men, we think the privilege is that we have a privilege that we can do certain things. You still got to respect the men.
Be considerate.
Be considerate, man. Be considerate.
Be aware a female needs to be appreciated.
Well, that's hard to do because we have never taught these things. We're not going to know. So that's why you got to listen to our broadcast that we dealt with relationships to understand those things about relationships.
Acknowledge and don't take advantage of her birth abilities.
Okay. All right. Okay.
Pray.
Pray. All right.
Research Peter and follow his advice.
And what did Peter say?
Peter's advice will not only be to be a successful husband, but he will be an exceedingly happy husband.
All right. So meaning, and that's going to wrap it up for us tonight. I think out of all this that we talked about, Brother Josh, it takes me back to me being a young child. I never experienced none of this stuff here that we're talking about. I never had that experience in my life. But I think as being under the 6 characteristics of some things that we need to learn, and we're going to go back to this real quickly. The first thing we talked about today was being a determined man. And you as a man, I'm gonna stop saying it. You as an adult male, you have to learn certain things to teach that young boy how to be a disciplined adult. And then we get to a point of learning what manhood is, and he's become a true man, then that's when he becomes a man. I'm gonna say this to say that. When I was coming up in the ministry, when I was very young, I was in my early 20s at that time, and I was not ordained at that time. We used to have a weekly fellowship, and one of the older ministers, if you wasn't ordained, you wasn't called reverend. Is he ordained? They said, is he ordained? He asked my pastor, said, no, he's not ordained yet. He's licensed. Well, he's a brother. So that means there's a process. So it's nothing wrong if I don't call you a man. I call you an adult male. Because if you have not learned the principles, have not went through the process, then you're not qualified to be a man yet. Good God, I'm sorry. You know, I always went, I knew, you know what? I was very upset when he said that. He said, I'm licensed, but I understand. Because I haven't learned enough yet to be that stage yet.
Well, yeah, you like it, aren't you, a reverend?
Yeah, because you're not ordained.
Oh.
You're not ordained. I wasn't ordained at that time.
But you're allowed to preach.
Yeah.
You're just not ordained.
I'm not ordained as a minister yet. I wasn't ordained at that time.
How old were you when you got ordained?
I was in, I think, my early 30s.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That long?
Yeah, it was over 10 years. It was over here. So what I'm saying is to be a determined adult or determined, he has to grow into an adult, does not mean that you're a man. I'm going to start using that. I'm going to say you're not a man. I'm going to say you're an adult male. But who told you are a man? And I don't want you to get upset because until you learn these principles, you're not there yet. All right? All right, the next one we talked about, first, we're going to be determined. We got to teach our young boys to be determined. Number 2 was what, Brother Josh?
Give them up.
No.
Oh, become a coachable man.
Become coachable. Learn to receive instruction. Learn to receive instruction from the right person. All right? Number 2, that was number 2. Number 3 was what?
Become a disciplined man.
Become disciplined. Learn how to be disciplined. Those are the third key. Number 4, Brother Josh?
Become a working man.
Learn how to work and don't be so lazy. Don't expect everybody to give everything to you.
They give, but won't. They take, but won't give.
Exactly right, Brother Josh.
So I got something like right around my house.
That's right. Well, you got a lot of them around here.
Give them.
And they
take, but you know what I
want to give. What's the next one, Brother Josh?
Become a content man.
Become content. Be satisfied with what you got. All right, don't keep wanting more and more and more.
People got worse than you.
That's right, exactly right. And then lastly, Brother Josh, what was number 6?
Become a devoted man.
Become a devoted man. So those are 6 of the 12 characteristics that we need to teach our young boys on his journey to manhood. We're going to get into the next 6 on next week and finish out this series about the journey to manhood. Brother Josh, you got any final statement?
Nope.
All right. I hope that y'all have enjoyed the broadcast. We thank you so very much. This has been, I'm telling you, some of this stuff is so mind-boggling and so deep that, you know, I come out of these broadcasts, man, it's a refreshing thing to hear stuff like this that can help us because I never heard this stuff before. So I hope that y'all are receiving this and having a teachable spirit to receive it. We love you. We're not here to condemn you. We love you where you're at, but we want you to understand, and these things can be vital. It can be life-changing if you take in all stuff that we've been teaching over the last year. All right? We love you. We look forward to seeing you again. Brother Josh, take us on out.
It's not about what happens to you. It's how you handle it that really matters.
Finally, the secret is out.
Even strong men struggle.
Praise be to God. We love you, and we look forward to seeing you next week here on the Trauma Network for Men.